line 25. And we were discussing about how this Ani לדודי ודודי לי has to do, especially the idea of doidi li, has to do with dir b'tachtoinim, because we're talking about that through my avoid of Ani לדודי, so I'm taking doidi, my beloved Hashem, and I'm bringing it down li. So it's down here below, we're bringing it down. And this is also the same idea we explained of Havaya Hamarta Hayoim, Vehem Mircha, Vavaya Mircha Hayoim, the same type of relationship that we are praising Hashem and elevating Hashem, and Hashem in return comes to us because we are the ones that create whatever Hashem does, and we bring the Vart of the Mizuk Shemagi, Damam L'mayla, everything from above is from us, and specifically Amira he brings in, that's like learning Torah, that when we learn Torah, so we cause by Hashem also to speak words of Torah. Now the Rebbe is going to connect this idea of Avaya Marta Yom, which is read on Shabbos Parshas Tavoy. So he's going to connect it especially with the idea of Rosh Hashanah. So again, we're holding on the 8th page of the Maimer, page Yud Beis, almost at the bottom of the page, line 25. He says, this has a special connection to Rosh Hashanah. That's what it says, that today you made Hashem Hamarta, whatever that is. We'll talk about a deeper explanation in a moment. Hayoim Daike, specifically Hayoim. It could have just said Havaya Hamarta, and then also Hashem Vavaya Mircha. What's the emphasis on the word Hayoim specifically today? Kiyadu, as it's known what the Alter Rebbe brings down. Shebachol Makom Shenemar Hayoim Hu Rosh Hashanah. Wherever it says Hayoim, it's going on Rosh Hashanah. For example, Atem Nitzavim Hayoim Kulchem. So that's Yom Adina Rabba, the Targum says. It's a day of Rosh Hashanah. Like it's explained in Likutei Torah and the Mamarim of Rabbeim Nesim on the pasuk that Havayim is the one that the Hamarta Hayoim. V'hainu, this means top of page Yud Gimel. Shaydei avodas ha'adam ba'chanash b'chodesh El, through the avodah of a person in his preparations that he does in the month of El, nasa v'rosh Hashanah Hayoim binim ha'malchus Rosh Hashanah, which is Hayoim, it becomes the building up of Hashem's kingship. What's the level of Malchus? We know that Malchus is Dvar Havaya. So he's going to play off Amira again, Hamircha and Hamarta from the word speaking. That our Hamarta causes Hamircha, the Dibur of Hashem, the Dvar Hashem, which is Sfiras HaMalchus, is going to become built up. Through the 10 utterances that is associated with Binyan HaMalchus, was the world was created. That's why it has to do with Rosh Hashanah, because the day of the creation, the culmination of the creation, and so on. That's the idea that Havaya was Hamircha from the word again, the word speaking. That Hashem is saying the 10 utterances with which He created the world 5,786 years ago. He's saying it in a new manner, and a new vitality and energy that is done through our avodah in El. When we have the Havaya Marta, so then we have Havaya Mircha, that Hashem is Binyan HaMalchus. He builds up the level of the speech, the level that's important and necessary for the Sarma Maris, the creation of the world. Let's explain in Tanya Negeres HaKodesh, that at the beginning of the year, meaning on Rosh Hashanah, Nimshach Er Chodesh El Yin Yosef, comes down a new, higher light, that never in the 5,785 years preceding this upcoming Rosh Hashanah, never shown such a high light. Every single Rosh Hashanah, it's a higher revelation. And this is all thanks to Vavaya Hamarta Yom, by us doing our Hamarta. So we cause Hashem to be Mamshach, His new oil, in the Binyan HaMalchus, in the renewal of the world, in the new Chayis of the world, in the Asara HaMaris. Line 9, second paragraph. This idea that Havaya, you made speak. Nasai de pulas kolechem Yisrael, this happens through the activity and action of every single Yid. Shari kol echad Yisrael nimtzak upon besada, because every single Yid, at least he finds himself in the field. He may not be at the moment in a state of being in a level of ira lekenu and completely immersed in godliness, but he's at least in the field. V'yesh etzloi ratzon atzmi, and he has within himself an essential will, sheroitze lotzeis lahagbul panim shal melech, that he wants to go out and to greet the king, even though he might not have such a strong connection, let's say, during the rest of the year. Since he has this powerful desire to greet the king, and he's located in the field with the king, therefore every Yid is assured that the king receives him in a beautiful face and shows him a smiling countenance. The Indian Zeh, this beautiful face and the smiling countenance comes down in being written and sealed for a good and sweet year, both materially and spiritually. When the manner of turning away from bad and doing good, searching out peace and pursuing it, like we spoke about earlier in the Maimer, that he does not want the delight from the physical, rather he searches out the delight in the spiritual of everything, and that he makes peace between the spiritual and the physical, and he pursues it in the way of a great desire. And the way these things of Sur Merav, Seitov, etc., comes down to all the three lines of Torah, Avoid, and Gemilas Chasadim, both the way these three lines are within the person himself. And also the way they affect that the whole world stands, like the Lashon and Pirkei Avos, that on three things that the world stands. So it's not just about himself, he's making the world stand through this. In such a way it becomes a new world. How does it become a new world? Like we said before, that we, through our Hem Marta, we are causing Hashem speaking with a new life and a new vitality and energy. By first prefacing and standing on the basis and the foundation of what we did in the month of El as Havaya Marta. Especially through the vitality and energy in the Avodah that Chai El affects. Through this comes down light and bracha and all the good things that are hinted in the letters of the Aleph Beis, like we have in the Rosh Hashanah Yom Kippur davening, and also afterwards going through the whole Aleph Beis with all the blessings and all positive things. To draw down and to conclude the avoid of the month of El out of light and out of life, in such a way that I should have vitality and passion and energy in all of his matters. Especially in the matter that I was created to serve my Maker, out of joy and gladness of heart. Like it says, you should serve Hashem out of joy. Through this he affects himself into the entire world, being written and sealed for good, for a good and sweet year, materially and spiritually together, in a visible and revealed good below 10 handbreadths. So now, once we have concluded this mimer, we're going to go on to the next mimer that I sent out.